have some members of the public here today. So there is an item on the agenda if there's any public comment.
I just came, I'm interested in the broadband and,
Excuse me.
sure.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Ben. We're just getting started.
Yes.
And then Kim, I think you have the name of the individuals that are here, so if you just wouldn't mind sharing that with Commissioner Cafferlin, who's on the phone.
We have David Crack with Youngsville TV, and we have Greg Burkett.
So we're just working through public comment. Go ahead.
Greg Burkett from 6492 Pleasant Drive, and just interested in the broadband and hope that there's a plan to cover as much of the county as possible. And, I'm all in favor of the extensions to the volunteer fire departments, and I understand that that's, the purpose of the regular grant right now. And then, you will provide service to residents in that area, but just, that's all.
I think we talked on the phone. If I
Yes.
remember
Uh-huh.
correctly. Yeah.
Right.
Welcome. Thank you.
Mhm. And I talked to Dave, first time I'll get to the meeting, I'm glad to.
Okay. Yeah. All right, great. So new items on the agenda. The first one is to open the proposals on the broadband RFP. So
We did receive 3. This one is from Youngsville TV.
okay. So it's from Youngsville TV. Cover sheet here. 501c12. Looks like the quote here is for $1,494,410. It looks to me like that would be running fiber. We're good. Thank you.
And we have Charter Communications.
This is Charter Communications. So this would be to provide internet using fiber to the premise via Ethernet passive optical network technology. There's a couple of items here associated with the RFP of things that they're interested in participating things, and others that the issue has come up that the government would have to own the network. They're having a difficult time with that. So we're going to take these, open them, and then evaluate each one of them independently. Come up with my understanding is some of them will be straightforward, others might choose a different pathway. It looks like an estimated total cost would be $4,136,000. And they're requesting $3,054,330. It looks like to respond to and build out the network as outlined in the RFP.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the smart technology is Connex. There's a Sky Packet Networks, which is the internet service provider. This company shows that they've got 20 years history working to send broadband service into rural and remote communities in Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, and Maryland. The entity would be Connex, CONXXNE, Inc. That's in Jessup, PA. It looks like their proposal is our fixed wireless coverage. There are several different costs associated. Site infrastructure, or $475,450. Ground equipment cost per site would be $29,132.50. Last mile configuration on a per tower basis is $74,965. And then professional services for licensing, site fees, engineering, project management would be $96,300. Project total for 5 sites is $1,629,000 for fixed wireless, and then $1,750,000 for new fiber construction.
What was that second?
$1,629,237.50 for fixed wireless, and $1,750,000 for new fiber construction. So we'll take each one of these proposals, compare them to the RFP, and just make sure they all match what we had put in the proposal, and if they don't, we'll have a, outline describing the differences. And then we did get some correspondence from Breeze Line. They just wanted to share with us that there is no bid for this particular grant. They're just outside of Breeze Line's criteria for the deployment strategy. They certainly look forward to committing all that they can do to help us in the get internet use to the underserved residents of Warren County, and are interested in upcoming grant offerings. So I think that's everything as it relates to broadband and the proposal. So that'll be on the horizon here to review and evaluate each one of them compared to the RFP and see where each one of them lands.
Did the grant, what was did they have a timeline, like a deadline for approval and moving forward, or I can't remember. I'll have to read through that.
We required them to have the proposals in by September 30th. And then as far as awarding the amounts and the grants, we have a deadline for that too. I want to say it's not this commissioner's meeting, but the next one. And that was the Northwest Commission.
Yeah.
That was involved.
Well, I think they had like they have like timelines associated
Yes,
with
yes,
utilization. I guess that's
Yeah.
what it's just, we'll have to
yeah,
read through that.
yes, that would be the other thing.
If I can make a comment, be very careful if you go to a commission. Be very careful.
Okay,
They specified to us, as Youngsville Television, they were going to do this, and this. 2 years went by, they did squat. And then when it came around to changing everything, or to, basically we lost out. You copied basically our proposal for the Allegheny Regional Commission. We wound up getting, or using Northwest Commission. And I had signed a contract. They never returned a signed contract from them. Things went by for almost 2 years, and they never gave us any information. I think they were over their heads in what they were doing. So surprised in this RFP that you didn't require bid bond or anything like that. But, Youngsville is moving forward on this project.
Good to hear. All right, so the next item on the agenda is JM Consultant and Direct Energy Review. Lisa, do you want to just kind of do a recap here?
Yeah, the absolute pricing will be on Friday, so we can lock in, but, we are looking to contract with Direct Energy for energy services for our natural gas. This is a renewal of a contract, that expired December 31st.
Do you want to scan these? Like, so we
Yeah,
can
that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
We'll
okay,
scan them and we'll circulate.
okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. If you could copy me, that'd be great, thanks.
Yeah. So this is for natural gas usage for the courthouse and other ancillary locations, or mostly just the courthouse?
Mostly just the courthouse, but
Okay.
we wanted to add the ancillary operations.
Very good. I don't know, and I think we need to kind of figure out legally if there are any concerns, because there's not a fixed price in this agreement.
That's because it won't come till Friday, or Wednesday at the meeting.
Wednesday at the
Because-
meeting,
Because,
okay.
as you know,
I
the
do.
market fluctuations, so Wednesday we'll have that concrete number.
Okay, all right. Good. Very good. So yeah, that was what created a little bit of a snafu with the last meeting. And then also, as it relates to the work session, the next item is cyber liability and data security insurance proposal. And we have historically not been able to find any coverage whatsoever, looking out, and have been told multiple times, no, with other major providers, but this OVD insurance company is giving us a quote for $3 million worth of coverage and a $2 million excess. And the proposed premium is $32,655.11, so we can get $5 million worth of coverage. And that is something that our IT person who manages the county, the courthouse, feels is very important, given the hacking that goes on, specifically as it relates to specific governments. So we'll have that for the commissioners meeting as well. Do you have any old items? There's none on the agenda.
The only thing, I realized that we just got this, but Attorney Schmidt provided a resolution related to the Solid Waste Authority and wanted to see about getting this added to the agenda, mostly because it doesn't, there isn't a direct financial impact on it, and it's just something that's more of a formality. So in order to close down the bank accounts associated with the Solid Waste Authority, and to also take care of some of these last minute business items, we have to essentially just reauthorize the Solid Waste Authority until the end of the year. That's all this resolution does.
Before you came in, we talked about just putting it on, not this week, but next meeting. So I don't know if that's a big deal or not a
I
big
suppose
deal.
technically you could make the case that it's gonna take us 2 weeks to get Bob pinned down on a meeting anyway, so,
Well, then that'll be all buttoned up if we bring it to the next meeting.
well, I guess my thing is just because we're in like the budget time frame and trying to wrap the year up and stuff, I guess.
I can provide the commissioners with an analysis on whether or not it can be added late, because it doesn't have a financial impact on the county. So you can, solid waste authority, the whole point is that the authority technically expired, some months before I was appointed as council for solid waste authority, and now that the business is wrapped up, we just need to file a statement of municipal revival, so it's just a step that the county has to take to, basically reinstitute the solid waste authority. There's a provision for this under the Municipal Authorities Act, and we're just trying to extend the legal existence of the authority till the end of the year. So theoretically, we can schedule that meeting whenever, because we're gonna ask to have it revised, so whether we schedule the meeting for a week or,
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I should have been here.
Well, we should have waited until the
No, that's okay.
meeting started before we talked
It'll work
about that. All right, and I don't have anything under policies and procedures for the meeting tomorrow. Projects,
I think so.
you good? Okay, anything for you?
Yep.
Okay, very good. As far as projects go, of course, broadband is, kind of the one that's out there, that we're looking at and, thinking through how to best approach a broadband infrastructure push above and beyond the ARC grant, that we, will be administering, So if we move forward to the upcoming commissioner and election board meeting.
There is no election board meeting, but there will be a public hearing.
There will be a public hearing, okay? And the public hearing is to talk about, of course, the intended use of the fiscal year 2022 CDBG funds. I'm assuming we'll get some detail during that public hearing from our friends in planning and zoning in those funds. Then the commissioners meeting, looking at any new business. There is the approval of the language access plan. There is a resolution. What is that? Language access plan.
It's an annual plan that we have to pass, and I think it has to do with, is it German?
It's CDBG.
It's for the Amish, isn't it?
Yeah, got it. Okay, yep, and that'll be through, okay. That'll be planning and zoning as well, I got it.
You can brush up on your Dutch.
I remember that now from the last time, even though it was all COVID craziness. Then of course the submission of the 2022 CDBG program, adoption of minority women's business enterprise plan, adoption of the section number 3 plan. I'm assuming those are all kind of CDBG related.
Yes.
Then as we referenced earlier, the agreement with Direct Energy for natural gas, and agreement with OVID Insurance, OVD Insurance for cyber liability, which we discussed earlier. Approval of the 911 statewide interconnectivity funding agreement. So I'm making the assumption that Mr. McCorson will be here to talk about that.
Ben will be talking about that.
Or Ben will be talking about that.
I will listen.
Okay. And then the cooperative agreement with Warren Forest EOC, which is also annual. Other than that, no other, I'm not seeing any proclamations.
Nope, we'll give you next time.
If I could have the commissioners for 10 or 15 minutes tops on some outstanding litigation for an executive session.
So do an executive session then? Yep, so we don't have any departments here, committee updates. I know Crystal's busy working on election information, stuffing envelopes, and preparing for the election. Any other department updates? No? All right, general discussion? Okay, if not, we'll just adjourn to executive